Hey guys, this is Mike from the James16 Group here, and I want to show you a potential trade situation arising on the USD MXN, which is the peso. And how I discovered this pattern is utilizing Autochartist pattern recognition software for MetaTrader 4 here. So again, I'm using this plugin to scan multiple markets, multiple time frames, and just really saving a ton of time. What I'm going to begin to show you with James is how to combine what Autochartist gives you, which is showing you patterns that are occurring across all these time frames, all these markets, and how to combine that with price action analysis, with support and resistance, with bar analysis, which is going to give you that edge to be able to trade these patterns more effectively. So the amount of time you're going to be able to save with Autochartist and the ability to scan markets and find these patterns is incredible. And we're just going to help you see the true power of that, combining what we do in the group here. So here's a chart I'm watching. Again, scanning through Autochartist here, I came across the peso falling wedge here, which, again, this has been an interesting one because it's developed a few times here. So the falling wedge here, we can see the pattern is indicating a possible direction change up. And I'm going to explain why that is. So that's what I'm going to try to do with you guys, is show you why these patterns are showing what direction they're intending to go, how we can trade them, and just formulate a trade plan around these situations. So the falling wedge we can see indicated here by the descending green trend line. Now you'll see this gray trend line, which was a previous hourly falling wedge too, which is, again, it's really the same thing here. It's really showing a strong situation. We have the blue descending trend line, which is the support. So again, you can see support, 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 and then our resistance, 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 and price nearing that area too. Now, what's really interesting too is, again, on the 4 hour, we can see this once again. So I'm going to switch to the 4 hour. Again, Autochart is going to auto-populate all the lines for me. Nothing I have to do on my end. And again, you're going to see that same falling wedge pattern here, right? So price is squeezing down, right? We're squeezing to this point here. And if you look where we're squeezing to a point, it's also right on an Autochartist support line. So if you look at this gray line here, again, it's another indication of where price might be turning, right? So we're going to combine all these factors together to create a confluence or a story to understand how we might trade this situation. So again, we can see price boxing here, right? That's just a consolidation period. And we haven't visited this area in a long time. And now as we visit this area, price is slowing down. And that slowdown, and I'm going to switch back to the hourly wedge here so I can explain this, is momentum loss. And momentum loss in the markets is often called divergence. So a lot of people like to use an oscillator, whether it's an RSI or a MACD or another oscillator. A lot of people in the group like to use a MACD. And the way you can see divergence using an oscillator is simple. If your MACD is going one way, which in this case it's rising towards the zero mark, right? So it's going up. But price is going down. It's actually going opposite, right? So price is diverging from each other. Again, I want to explain to you guys what is actually taking place so you start to really understand your charts here. And what's really happening is every time we make a new low, right? So here's our swing low, right? Price moves higher. Look what happens when price just dips under this area. Swings higher again. Next time it dips under this area, swings higher again. So really, buyers keep coming into the market as we move lower, and sellers are not able to push price as far down, right? So it's actually losing momentum as it moves down. And again, we know why it's losing momentum. It's finding support right here. But likewise, again, and this is the key here, we don't want to just start buying. We want to use this pattern to our benefit here, because the buyers are capping price, the sellers, sorry guys, the sellers are capping price, because the sellers are capping price with this descending trend line. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for price action around this area to indicate a breakout. And we're going to get into that. So I'm going to pause this video, come back to it if it has a trigger, and we'll work through the trade. Okay guys, so we actually got our price action here. So I've entered a trade here, and again, price is just breaking out now, but I'm going to utilize the 30-minute chart here to execute my trade, which I'm going to show you in a second here. So here on the 30-minute chart, we have a bullish outside bar, what we call in the group. And it's just a bar that encompasses the previous bar. But notice in this case here, it's also closing outside of the pattern, this trend line here. So again, I've initiated my buy order based on this bullish outside bar. It's a price action bar that we use in the group. And again, now we have to start looking towards where price is likely to go. So this first resistance area is really important. We'll be watching that. And I'm looking to target the major resistance a little bit higher. So we'll have to see how price starts to progress as we move, and we'll look to move our stops along the way here. So again, just a really simple price action bar here. We may see a little pullback. Again, we want to see a pretty strong breakout from an area like this. And we'll see how price starts to progress. Again, it's based on the 30-minute, the hourly. They're all showing the same thing. The 4-hour, they're all showing this breakout pattern that Autochartist has spotted for us. So here's something really interesting, guys, that just came across my email box here about the peso. It's an alert from Autochartist showing the confluence that we're getting based on their pattern recognition software, both support and resistance flip, which I'm going to show you. Here's resistance turning to support, turning to resistance, and price now breaking out right where we entered. And we also have the wedge that we were looking at too. So just a massive amount of confluence and information coming at you from Autochartist here. Just thought it was really cool. All right, guys, so we can see price pulling back a little bit. Again, it's pulling back, though, to the support and resistance flip we were just speaking about in the email here. So, again, let's look at that a little bit closer here and look at the previous support that starts over here on the left. So we have support, right? Turns into a little bit more support. Price flips to resistance, holds his support again, turns into resistance just before the breakout. And now we're pulling back to that area. So it becomes a good area to hold the support as we move higher here. And again, this was spotted and shown by Autochartist. I'm just showing you guys a little bit cleaner how we use price action to progress. So if we start to pull up, I'll look to move my stop. All right, guys, so we got that hold of support here. So I've just gone ahead and moved my stop from underneath the bullish outside bar to underneath the new low here. So again, reduces almost half our risk here. And as a trader, that's extremely important that you're trying to reduce your risk and appropriately. So let's see if we can get to that next major trouble area. That's when I'll start to look to get to break even. Again, it is an important area to watch. It is possible we will take profit there, but I think this one has a larger move in it. So let's see what happens on the next approach. All right, guys, so I've just gone ahead and gone to break even. We're approaching this area now. Nice, strong breakout. Again, wanted to just remove all the risk off the table. And, let's see if we can get that final push here. I think price can even move higher, but I'm going to set my take profit a little bit lower here on the underside of this support area. All right, guys, well, unfortunately here, this one got stopped out for break even. This resistance area ended up holding, and you can see we pulled back, stopped me out for break even. So, again, no loss, no problem. And then actually this descending wedge, which is here, ended up holding again, giving us another price action bar. Unfortunately, I was not around for that. I had to get some sleep at this point. So after I went to break even, I just went to bed, hoping to see price hit my take profit. Worst case, again, no loss here. Now you can see we're pushing higher into where my final target would have been. So, again, this is trading. The markets are a little bit choppy right now, but these are the concepts that we're going to bring to you guys over the coming weeks and months. Is price action combined with what Autochartist shows and spots for you. And again, when you add those two together, the confluence is very, very strong.